Welcome back to Unit 1. In the previous video, you looked at climate change. In this video, we are going to look at comparatives, such as warmer or colder. Being able to use comparatives accurately is very important when you are talking about climate change. We will define comparatives, look at the rules to remember when making comparatives, notice some comparatives that do not follow the rules, and then look at some examples of comparatives that are important in climate science. Comparatives are types of adjectives, words that are used to describe nouns. They are adjectives that usually compare two or more things. An elephant is big, but a whale is bigger. However, they are also used to compare the present to the past. For example, when we say the Earth is warmer, we are not comparing it to another planet. We mean that the Earth is warmer than before. In the same way, when we say the weather is more energetic, we mean more energetic than in the past. There are three basic rules for making comparatives. To make a comparative, you start with an adjective like warm, wet, or dry. The first rule is this: if the adjective has one syllable, add the ending er. So warm becomes warmer, wet becomes wetter, and dry becomes drier. Notice the spelling here. Wetter is spelled with two T's. When a word ends in a vowel and then a consonant, the consonant is written twice in the comparative. Hotter and thinner are two more examples of this. The second rule is this: if the adjective has two syllables and ends in y, change the y to I and add er. So windy becomes windier and early becomes earlier. The third rule is that if the adjective has two or more syllables and does not end in y, do not add an ending. Instead, use the word more before the adjective. So energetic with 4 syllables, energetic, becomes more energetic, and efficient with 3, efficient, becomes more efficient. That was a lot to remember, so let's review it. If the adjective has one syllable, add er to make a comparative: hotter, wetter, etc., etc. If the adjective has two syllables and ends in y, change the y to an I and add er, such as in words like windier and earlier. If the adjective has two or more syllables and does not end in y, do not change the ending and add more to the beginning: more efficient or more energetic. There is one more thing to remember. Some adjectives do not follow the rules. We call these irregular adjectives. The two most common are good and bad. The comparative for good is not gooder, it is better. In the same way, we do not say badder, we say worse. Okay, now that we know the rules, let's look at some of the most common of comparatives used when talking about climate change. We might talk about the Earth getting warmer or hotter. Certain climates might be getting drier, wetter, or even colder. The ice caps could be described as getting thinner, smaller, or melting faster. The sea levels could be higher or rising faster. The weather systems, such as storms or hurricanes, could be described as windier or more energetic, more aggressive, or more dangerous. New forms of energy might be called cleaner or more efficient. The situation could be described as getting worse, but hopefully, with the right action, we can make it better. So in this video, we defined comparatives, learned the rules of how to make them, looked at some that do not follow the rules, and then looked at the most common comparatives in climate science. Next, you can test your knowledge of comparatives by playing the game that follows this video.